Welcome back to Nerdocracy, the show for nerds governed by nerds. We are your hosts and humble nerdocrats, Jordan, Tom, and Alberto. What's up, guys? I got it right.
There you go.
Good, yeah. Practice makes perfection, bro. So,
Yeah. Welcome back, Tom.
Oh, thank you very much.
yeah,
Yeah.
we missed
You
you,
missed
man.
a good one. It was fun. It was fun.
We
just
got
let
Sean
Sean
talking
cook.
about Star Wars for like an hour.
Yeah. It was great. I didn't have to do much but sit here and drink. It was fine.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing that guy next week at the show.
Oh,
Yes.
he was asking if you got your flight. So yeah, I gotta text him and let him know because he was waiting for an answer for that. So now we know.
Yep.
What I love about Sean is how much he still loves Star Wars. Like I've become disenfranchised with it over time, and now I'm like, okay, when it's good, it's good. When it's bad, I can take it or leave it. I don't have the excitement I used to have, but he still has that excitement no matter what. And I don't know, it's almost like a childlike innocence. Like he still loves the property no matter what. And I love seeing that joy in someone towards something that I've become disenfranchised with. Somewhat
Yeah.
disenfranchised.
I've kind of noticed that a little bit about myself too. Like there's still stuff I love. Like I geek out anytime like Hot Toys is doing like an old video game character or something like that. But like the new stuff is just it's hard to get excited about. I think
Yeah.
because of the fact that the public conversation kind of does this a lot. There's voices online that are just all,
Yeah.
you know. So it's great that Sean can kind of keep that just blanket excitement in general, like over the whole thing is kind of incredible.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah.
This day and age, yeah, it is.
Yeah, absolutely. But it was fun. I mean, we got into Star Wars. We've meant to do that for quite a while, but all we ever end up getting into in the show is horror related stuff.
It's really funny.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. We started the show by saying we don't really do horror, but watch us for the next 2.5 months do nothing but talk about
But
horror.
horror, yeah.
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 Well, there's been a lot of, okay. So one of the things I've noticed as a trend, and I'm sure you guys have noticed it as well, is in the movies, there's been considerably less comedies and things like that, but considerably more horror and things of that like. So it's like, and the quality has kind of gone with that, right? So there's just a lot of good movies that kind of just are more horror tilted, and shows that are also horror tilted because we have a new one to talk about this week. We have, Welcome to Derry, and we had Alien as well, like recently. So it's just the way how everything's going, and it's just funny that our show, how we started exactly as you said, Jordan,
Right.
and we find ourselves here in this position after October, still about to talk about more horror.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about it before, but we have It Welcome to Derry throughout the month of November. We have Stranger Things at the end of November.
And
Yep.
I
We
assume
got
we're gonna talk about Frankenstein once Tom sees it on Netflix. So
Yep.
yes.
because that's a conversation we must definitely have. So
I do want to I'm not going to go in depth on anything, but I do just want to praise Frankenstein. And before it releases next weekend, highly recommend anyone that has the time or the access to a theater that's playing it. It's truly one that should be experienced on the big screen. But I mean, that's film. I think every film should be
Yeah.
experienced on the big screen. But it's truly a spectacle. It is Del
it's
Toro Unchained in the property he was born to adapt. I think.
Yeah. Going to his
Just yeah.
that gallery event that he had at the LACMA in Los Angeles, like way back, I guess like almost 10 years ago now. It seemed like his house was just decorated in head to toe Frankenstein stuff. Like he was always a Frankenstein guy from like birth almost.
Yeah. I mean, it is. I would say it might be his magnum opus. Like this may be his crown
I
number 2.
think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
think
that's a shame
he
then that
stated it.
like Netflix isn't giving it a longer, purely cinematic run.
Thank
Because I
you.
think
Yes.
had I come back from Legion Con and it
I,
wasn't already on Netflix, I probably would have rushed out to the
I
theater.
think they're gonna. I think they're gonna keep it for a bit. It's not gonna. Depends on the theaters, but I think they're gonna give it some extra time in the theaters after
I hope
release
so.
on Netflix. Yeah.
So across the street, we used to have this great art house theater, and I used to walk over there and see like all like the smaller movies. Like that's where I saw Eggers Nosferatu. It's
Mhm.
where I saw like 30,000 years of longing. I forget what one it is. The Idris
3,000 Years of Longing, yeah.
Yeah, that one, which like those types of movies, like the movies that you don't need to go see in IMAX, things like that, but like you want to see it on a big screen. I would have loved to catch Frankenstein, like because it's walking distance. It really is just like walk outside, go across the street. But it closed recently, and they're putting in a gym now, and it's just like so sad to watch
That's a
happen. So
shame.
like, it would have been the
A
perfect
gym?
spot to go see
No.
Frankenstein.
Yeah, no, up
That's
here.
fitting of our society, right?
Yeah,
Close an
Yeah,
art
no.
theater, open a gym.
We have one here that I saw. I remember I seen a couple. I saw What We Do in the Shadows, and they brought all these kind of cookie movies in there, but that for some reason they did not have Frankenstein. And apparently Regal and AMC has a no Netflix dealing stuff
that's
with
Oh,
weird.
the streaming service. So all theaters here are either Regal or AMC. So I had to drive an hour, 10 minutes to a theater in Palm Coast up north that I've never been there. So and you know my theory about going north in Florida. So, but I did the drive for a screening at 10:45, dude. I got back home at 2:30, 2 a.m. in the morning.
How
But
was the actual theater though? Since it was your first time there?
it was a small theater. It was a very weird location because it was in between apartment. I kind of thought I was lost because I was driving through an apartment complex.
Wow.
It's not a shopping center or anything. And
Man, I would love to live near a theater. Like, oh, I mean, I used to.
no, dude,
like
it's
a bigger theater.
it's like you just said, walking. If you're in your
Yeah.
apartment, walking distance, and it's there, and it has a lot of rooms, and it was a small theater, like 3 rows, but they were leather reclinable seats, and it was the sound was fantastic. It was me and another couple over there that was good at 10:45. So grab some popcorn and it was worth it. Trust me.
Sounds like a good experience. Maybe outside of the driving there and driving back.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's good.
One thing that I thought was really cool, the showing I went to was almost full.
That's awesome.
Which I was like, this is great. You know, that to me, I'm taking this one little isolated incident and being like, yes, this is what could happen if Netflix would go wide. But it was exciting to watch it with a lot of people. A lot of people that were respectful. They were mostly people of my age or older. So everyone was cool, no phones, no noise,
That's great.
and it was great. It's a great
Well,
experience.
while you guys were out going to see Frankenstein, I had already had tickets to go see Chainsaw Man, the Reze arc in the theater for last Thursday night, and not this past Thursday, the Thursday before. But the theater was, for the first time in a long time, my local theater packed wall to wall for an anime, for subtitles too, which is kind of crazy. Like, you know, it was not the English dub or anything like that,
Yeah.
and it was all like, I would say teens and 20-year-old people. So I was worried. But the second that movie started, everybody was locked the fuck in. And it was awesome. It was a great, like, I rarely have a good theater going experience. I don't know why the bad experiences follow me around. But this one was a great one, and I was shocked. You know, granted, we had to, because it was packed, even like I bought them day one when the tickets went on sale. And the only row that was open, I have to sit like dead center. I'm really prissy about my seats in the theater. And the only row that was open dead center was all the way in the back, final row. So already I'm like, this is not my ideal situation, but everything else around it was so good. And I was just like, this is great. So
Awesome.
I do middle last row. That's always I go last row.
you do
Middle.
last row?
I do last row.
Isn't the screen like a TV size at that point though?
No,
Like,
not down here, man. I don't know. But I do last row, and then I get the whole surround settings and everything. So it's. I think a friend of mine told me that was the best seat in the house, and he was in film. So yeah,
I like being like almost inside the screen. I definitely don't sit in the bottom rows. You know, every theater has the bottom rows, but I will more often than not sit in the very first row of the top section. So I have no one in front of me. I am like, you know, you're looking up and you're like, look at all this. You know, surround sound still hits like normal. Like I think when I saw, what was the Wakanda Forever, there was like a lot of surround stuff, and I'm like, oh shit, that sounds like they're behind me. Like this is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my ideal. Either the first row or the first three are like where I usually go.
Same. I like to be the first row. No one in front of me. No one leaning their seat back on my legs, and yeah, I
Yep.
hate
Well,
that.
it depends on the front row, where the front row is, because I remember watching The Return of the King when it premiered, and it was packed, and there was only 1 or 2 seats in the front, and I couldn't last like 20 minutes in the theater. I had to walk out, and then
Was it stadium seating though? Because I think
yeah,
back then
yeah,
there wasn't a lot.
no, it was stadium, but they
Oh,
usually
was
have
it?
like 3 rows down in
Yeah.
front of the screen. Yeah, that was the only showing the only seats they have. So I was like,
Oh, no. Not talking about those. No. No one should sit in those ever.
Yeah.
I honestly think that those are for parents with unruly children that need to get up and run around through the beginning of the movie, or serial killers just looking to find their next mark in a dark theater. Like, who am I going to get? You know, like I don't know who chooses that shit otherwise, because I don't trust them.
No, I don't trust them. That's what I was gonna say. If someone's sitting there, I don't trust them.
Yep.
That was 10 minutes for me, man, and I walked out of there. I couldn't take it.
Yeah, I'd rather
I
not see a
watched
movie than sit.
Yeah,
there.
no.
I watched one movie up that close because it was the only available seating, and it was in 3D, which I despise.
No, no.
Oh God,
But
These
my
look
brother
awful.
wanted to go, and so we went, and like he bought the tickets, and it was miserable. It almost made me sick. It was, I
Yeah.
think, the second Pacific Rim in
Oh,
3D, so the
Oh,
movie wasn't even that great. So it was just a bad experience.
I did 4DX, I think they call it for that movie. You know, where the seat like shoots mist at you, and it's like
yeah.
a ride. And I got baked off my ass, and that was actually like I enjoyed the experience way more than I enjoyed the movie.
That is awesome.
But
Oh, speaking of, no, go ahead, Alberto.
I was gonna say that Chainsaw Man is getting rave reviews. Everybody's going
That's what I was
nuts.
gonna ask.
Yeah.
Unfucking believable. Like, okay, I want to give all the praise I possibly can to Demon Slayer, which came out earlier this year, another anime movie that I saw in another packed house. It was great, but Chainsaw Man was an experience, from the music to just the mood. The animation was breathtaking. Like, I was just captivated the whole time. And I've already read, the whole series and everything. So like I knew the story kind of going in. I know like the twists and the turns, but I was in it. Like that, I was so like lost in it. And it just one of the best movies I've seen this year, easily.
Wow.
It's like 100 on Rotten Tomatoes. It's gone insane everywhere, man.
I
It's
want
all praise. I've not seen anything negative about it. So,
I want people to, like, if you're going to go see it, you have to watch the first 12 episodes,
yeah.
because they did the thing that Demon Slayer did with their first movie, where they're like, we could make this short story a very short arc in a season, or we could just make it a movie ourselves, but it does follow canonically and chronologically after the first, season of the anime. So you kind of have to watch the stuff going in. Otherwise, you'll be a little lost in the beginning, because they kind of touch base on like, here's where the characters are since last you saw them. I think the anime was on TV like 2 years ago. So like, since last you saw them 2 years ago. So without that, I think you'd still understand the concept of the movie, but I think you'd be at a loss of, why is this guy turning into a crazy chainsaw? And what the fuck is happening in this insane world? Kind of thing.
Yeah, I was ready for. I saw Demon in the theaters, the train. But I had seen the season. I was ready for that one, and that movie was fantastic.
Yeah, Mugen Train was gorgeous.
Insane. Yeah,
That's one of the big things that seems to be happening, in not necessarily Hollywood, but the box office in general. Anime films this year has really proven it. In a year that's been very bad for film, they're rocking it out in the worldwide box office.
yeah, but
I think Chainsaw
they're
Man's like
mixing the media. They do
170.
the streaming, and then they take you to the theater. So I don't know, but it's working for them.
It's working.
I don't
Yeah.
know
I was
any
going to say
other.
that at the start when we were talking about like horror, how horror is on an upswing. I was going to be like, yeah, horror and anime are really like the two that just continue to rise. Meanwhile, superhero movies are like, which is a shame for me because I love that shit, but like that's faltering, even though we've had some great ones. I mean, I know Superman did well. Fantastic Four started well and then crashed out, which I don't really get. Thunderbolts, which I just put on in the background again last night, which I love, also crashed out. But yeah, horror and anime are doing really well. It's great to see anime, like a category I really like, doing really well, because I'm not going to go to the theater to see a lot of horror, but I will go see all the anime.
Yep. Yeah, I saw a headline that said this October, which we just got through, so October ended, and it was the worst box office month, the worst October in the box office in 27 years.
Really?
Mm,
Now, obviously, they excluded 2020. So excluding
pandemic,
2020
yeah.
in 27 years, this was the lowest grossing month box office month of October in 27 years. Yeah.
That's kind of shocking. Although a lot of good stuff seemed to be dropping in November.
Yeah.
So, like, it's kind of like not as shocking when you look at the release slate in October. Because outside of Chainsaw Man and
Uh,
Frankenstein at the very, very tail end of the month, right?
yeah, but
Like,
and it's a limited release. It's not like it's everywhere.
right. Exactly. I don't even know, honestly, what else came out this past month or
Mm.
last month.
Some horror movies I know, like Black
Like,
Phone
what horror
2.
movies came out?
Black Phone 2 came out.
All right.
That's the
Wasn't
Ethan
the
Hawke one, the guy with the
Yeah,
mask. Yeah,
Yeah, he was in the
uh,
first one for sure. I don't know if he's even in the second one.
he is.
I saw the
Oh,
poster said Ethan Hawke, so I assume
I
it's in.
enjoyed the first one, but the second one, I saw the trailer. It doesn't really. I'm not interested. It seems to go more. The first one was not
Looks
even
more
hardly
super.
horror. It
Looks
was
more
more of a
okay.
supernatural.
serial
This
killer thing.
one, yeah.
Yeah,
So
but this one's taking the full blown horror approach of, you know, the guy can't die. He's back from the dead. It's like one of the
mm,
Jason sequels.
Yeah,
Jason
they really
7
just
or
want to sell
something.
that mask for Halloween
Correct.
because
Yeah.
that's really what it's about, right?
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast. I listened to a watchcast, and I think I was telling you guys like they did like a horror movie month, and one of the things in October they watched was Final Destination, the very first
uh,
one, and they were saying how like even the directors and the writers were lamenting that they didn't give the concept of death any kind of look in the film because it does follow people around like a character would, because they couldn't sell scream like masks, like Ghostface type masks for Halloween, because that's
ah,
where the money is. A
Yeah.
lot
props
in
and yeah.
horror, it is just buying that kind of shit, and it's
Yeah.
now thinking about that, I'm like, wow, that kind of puts into perspective things like Saw, which has that crazy twirly face
Jigsaw.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Same thing with Black Phone. Black Phone? That
Yep.
the name of it?
Black
Yeah.
Phone.
What brings
Yep.
up the question: how much money has William Shatner made with that Halloween mask?
Does he get a cut? Because
I
it
don't
is
know. That's a
different,
good
right?
question.
Yeah.
I would think no, right?
I'm gonna think
But
no too.
yeah.
They would have changed the mask, I think, had he
Um,
gotten like legal
Yes.
cut of it.
Because think about all the Michael. A perfect example would be Mind of a Different Kinds photo that he
Yeah.
just took this week for Halloween, where he has like 8 different Michael Myers figures. And when I
Into the
messaged him
Myers
about
verse.
his
Yeah.
picture, he's like, "Oh, that's only half of the Michael Myers figures that I have."
uh,
But there's, to your point, Tom, the merchandising for Michael
mhm.
Myers. That's where it's at.
I feel like there's a new Michael Myers figure coming out every other month. It feels like to me, as someone who
Yeah.
could not give a shit less about Michael Myers, right? Like I do not care about any of those movies at all. But I see them like every company do it, like NECA especially because they're big horror guys.
Do
So
you
like
go to
they will like,
Target and they have like walls of Michael
yeah,
Myers toys of NECA? Yeah,
it's amazing.
it's
I
insane.
really enjoy the original Halloween and the one that they made in 2018, the kind of reboot,
Oh, I remember that
but
one. Yeah,
not really. But it was
yeah,
just titled Halloween once again. Those are the only 2 I like out of all the myriad of Halloween films.
that's crazy.
Yeah. Speaking of horror, I guess we'll get into the main event, which would be it. Welcome to Derry. Another great thing with this show is I did not watch one single trailer. So I went into the show once again, only knowing they were making a It prequel series. That's all I knew.
I did the same. Yeah,
So I went into it completely unaware of anything else. Actually, similar to Frankenstein. Um, I knew Del Toro was making a Frankenstein, so on purpose, I watched no trailers. I didn't even know all the cast, so there's some cast in there that surprised me. Some
I only
Oscar
know of
winners in
like
there.
Oscar Isaac and the dude from Saltburn being the Frankenstein monster.
great. I was the same. You're gonna see some people in there and be like, "Oh shit!" It elevates the
Yeah.
film just seeing this person.
Yeah.
There's some really great actors in that movie.
Hmm.
But it was the same way. I had no idea who was gonna be in it, what was going on, and then it was like a flood of memories because I've read all these Stephen King novels and I've watched all these Stephen King films, and as the show progressed over just 2 episodes, I'm like, "Holy shit, I know that person." And then, "Oh, I know that name," and then your wheels start turning,
Oh. Is this
and there's
actually, did he like
oh,
write this stuff in books as well? Or is this
oh,
kind of like,
absolutely. Yeah.
oh, okay. I thought, not knowing anything about this going in, because I've seen the original um Tim Curry. Yeah, Tim
Yeah.
Curry Pennywise,
Yeah.
like his it. And then I love the new one with Skarsgård, Bill
Bill.
Skarsgård,
Yeah.
Bill.
who is back for this series as well, which we have yet to see him.
Yeah.
But I love those movies, and I know that those are based on a book, but
Mhm.
I had no idea there was a book dealing with the town of Derry from before
Oh,
the.
no. There is not a book, but there are characters in It Welcome to Derry that are from other books
Other
that
book,
Stephen
The
King has written.
Shining.
The
Oh,
Shining, yeah,
The
okay,
Shining being one.
yep.
Yeah.
interesting.
Well, even the
Okay,
Shining film,
I
Dick
think
Halloran is yeah.
Dark Tower, the comic book deals with the possibility of all Stephen King books
taking place in
being
the
in
same
one
universe.
same universe. And there's
Yeah,
a scene in the movie that Idris Elba's character, they fight like a demon and they walk by like a carnival and it looks like
Yeah.
Pennywise's. So all characters are, it's like a Stephen King verse. So basically, so they have because I got a very mist vibe, the mist vibe going with the military base and all that stuff, and then there's things from The Shining going around. So it's very interesting. At least what the little I've seen. So
yeah.
because I'm not going as far as you guys, but yeah.
Let's preface by saying Alberto has only seen the first half of the first episode.
But I got all that vibe from just
Yeah.
watching what I watched. So I'm pretty excited to see what's going to go.
Well,
There's
speaking
so
about,
many characters, so many like um I'm trying to figure out how much to say. I guess it's a good thing
Go
because the
ahead, go
audience
ahead,
that
go
may
ahead.
not have
Yeah,
seen
it's
it,
fine.
it's also good for them that not going into heavy spoiler territory. But don't get attached, Alberto.
no,
You thought the first how much did you see? The first 30 minutes?
Uh, yeah, give or take. They were on the
Okay.
base, and the air marshals came in, and
If you thought that was crazy, wait till you get to the end of that fucking episode. It's
yeah.
okay.
nuts.
I
Nuts.
could not believe what they did between episode 1 and 2, and I love it because it really kind of, yeah, they're not pulling any punches really, right? It's just like they're kind of just going for it. Now, I will say I do have one criticism about the show, and it is the fact that, they have these moments of, you know, Pennywise or it kind of fucking with the kids or whatnot, and then they take long gaps between stuff. And there's just some stuff that I'm like, I kind of, it kind of like gets me out of watching it for like a little second, where I'm like, oh, let me just check. I think I got a text message. I'll check that. If I pick up my phone, and I did in both episodes. There's enough moments where I'm like, I could hear them, like the kid sitting around at the dinner table with his family. In the first, I was listening to it, so like I heard them talk about like, the people's
Yeah.
faces being, or the people's bodies being made into lamps and stuff, like the stories that the dad was telling. Like I heard it all, but during that I was like, I'll do this. And then the second things kind of picked back up and started getting creepy, I'm like, I'm locked back in. I'm in it. Like, give me the fucking
Yeah.
creepy shit and kind of try to keep it there, even in the background, which I think we got a little bit of in episode 2. One of my favorite scenes in episode 2 is one of the psychedelic freak out moments of one of the kids in a very public setting. I'm not going to go into
Oh,
detail.
yeah.
And it is like setting on the road to that moment. Little stuff is just being really creepy in the background, and they keep doing it. And I'm like, this should be happening the whole time because I love
Yeah.
that.
I know the scene you're talking about, and that's one of the great things about the second episode. The first episode, I guess, no, not really. Mainly the second episode, but the monster design. So Alberto, you're gonna look forward to seeing multiple different I say monster design, they are monster designs, but it's Pennywise taking different forms.
Different forms. Yeah.
You're going to love some of these and be thoroughly fucking disturbed. There's one in particular that has to
First
do with
one?
Ronnie. Yeah.
Oh no, that's the second one then. Okay.
Is that the second one?
The first one is another pregnancy like related thing.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
that's what you're
which
talking
is
about.
Ronnie. Yeah.
Oh, that's Ron. Okay. I'm really bad with names. You're gonna learn that over the course of the show.
It's fine. Yes, that one takes the cake. It scared the shit out of me and it completely disturbed me.
I think we do actually see Pennywise for like a split second in that.
We do.
One. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we kind of see him, I can't say this either, but at the very end of the first episode, he takes form in someone else's face.
Yeah. That's not him though. That is them distorting someone's face to become Pennywise, which yes, you're absolutely right there. But I mean like actual Skarsgård in the makeup. Yeah, see him.
Yep. It's so good. I didn't know what to expect. I kind of expected a slow burn.
Yeah.
I expected it to start kind of like it does, especially the book. So you get introduced to these kids and the town, and we gradually get into this thing. It does not do that. It's gung ho from the start.
Very brutal.
Yes.
Well, I love this because like if they took it slow, the amount of not holding back, we'd be constantly being slowly introduced to kids because they're just constantly taking characters off the table. Just like,
yes.
Okay. Right? Like this cannot end.
Yeah, it's one of those things you never expect. You're like, okay, so I'm watching this thing. The kids are always safe, right? Like you just, even in most horror films, the kids are relatively safe unless they're the ones that are actually the possessed killers. So I did not expect how much murder was going to happen in the first 2 episodes.
We're gonna have to send him a copy of There's Something Killing the Children, Tom, so he gets.
That one doesn't pull any punches with.
Even in the title, something is literally killing the children.
Well, what I love about that series for a minute is the fact that like nothing starts until enough kids have been slayed to bring in one of the monster slayers.
One of the hunters,
shit's really going down.
It's like, where's that quota? Like, where's the ratio? Oh, that's too many.
It's fairly high. It's a fairly high quota.
Yeah, very high.
Double digits.
And even then, they can skip because no, it's not worth our time. So, so.
I was going to say, Alberto, didn't you post a story, or maybe you guys told me this and I've forgotten? But Something's Killing the Children is getting an adaptation.
Animation on a feature film. Yeah.
So is the feature film going to be live action or animated?
I'm sorry?
Is the feature film live action or animated? Do you know?
I think it's too early to tell.
I think it's too early, yeah.
Because they had already posted, and I think this was like a year ago, I had shared news that Netflix had optioned.
Netflix, and Mike Flanagan was attached to it. So.
Yeah. Oh. And then that all fell apart. So it's like,
no.
I think things just kind of, they need to find the spot because this, if done well, done to the level of like, I want to go back to Welcome to Derry when we're done with this for a second.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Like, done to the production value of Welcome to Derry, like you do that with Something's Killing the Children, like you build these sets out and stuff like that, that's gonna make some money.
And who better to do that than Mike Flanagan? That's a bummer that he's no longer helming it.
Well, they haven't confirmed if he's off the project yet. Because I know he was writing Clayface, but he might be in the mix as of yet. But even though they have James Tynion writing the story or adapting the screenplay, I think it's going to be very good either way. So
yeah,
hopefully it deserves to be. It's a story that deserves to be well written and well shown. It's fantastic. So, but it's very brutal and it's unforgiving. So it's nothing. There's nothing except what we are talking about right now in Derry and because it deals with children, so it's not gonna be for everybody. So they have to be very delicate in the way they deal with this because it's
even the monster hunters themselves all have tragic backstories that brought them to the point where because like only kids can see the monster. That's what kind of makes it. That's kind of what I love about Welcome to Derry as well. Is like we've seen Pennywise mess with people in public situations where it's really only that one person is experiencing this abject horror, right? And kind of a very similar thing where only kids can see the actual monster, yet everybody can see the gore and stuff that's happening. It's just this invisible threat to everybody else. So you have to, because only kids can see it, the monster hunters have to kind of come from a tragic childhood backstory to kind of become the hunters that they are.
Plus, they have the familiars and all that. It's an insane.
We don't have to
story.
get into that stuff.
Yeah. But no, the panels in the story, like Tom was saying, is interesting because you see the violence towards the children. You see the monster doing, but then you see they purposely draw the adult's point of view of what's happening, and it's something unfathomable to they don't understand what's up because it's literally an art.
It's just gore. It's just gore flying in directions
and
coming from a
invisible force.
Yeah.
So only the hunters and the children can see them. So it's really well done, dude. It's a really fantastic read.
Yeah, that's exciting. And if Netflix is doing it, they're at least going to throw all the money at it. So
hopefully
it'll be well produced. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I don't think that new Witcher series is bombing right now, season 4, but I think that's has a lot to do with losing Cavill than anything else.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I don't care to watch it.
Even the last season with Cavill deviated so much, and this is weird for me to say.
Well, that's why, right? That's why he left, is because they deviated the story. So he's like, I'll finish this season that I'm working on. But yeah.
But then I'm out. So I won't watch the ending, and I don't need to. I'm fine. I hope people enjoy it. I don't know. I'm fine. I don't need to see it.
Yep.
I read reviews on it. So
I think it has 2 stars or something like that out of 5.
They've killed them. The poor Liam Hemsworth. They've not been kind to the poor old boy. So,
I mean, he is if you got Chris instead of Henry, right? If you're going to keep a Hemsworth and you got Chris, I could see it because he's like, he has the right build, he has the right bravado to him. Granted, you have to pull that back a lot for Geralt. I mean, Henry has it, but you see that festering under Henry's performance, right? Like you see his like charisma and bravado, like almost tempered down so it can come out when he fights and things like that. I don't think the other Hemsworth brother, whose name I'm blanking on right now, Liam has that remotely. That his brother does. Chris has it. Like, because I'll honestly watch almost anything Chris Hemsworth was in because I find him to be he is a charming presence on TV, regardless of what he's doing. Even when he's like the bad guy in that movie, there's like some motel movie where he's
that was a good movie.
That was a good movie. He was
El
great.
Royale, something at the El Royale.
Something Royale, yeah.
That was good. I forgot about that.
The Night in the Royale?
No.
Bad Night at El Royale.
Some night, something like that.
Yeah. That was good. I forgot about that one. But he's got charisma. He has leading man charisma. Liam doesn't seem to leave it to me, a talking head, to be like, hey, I have no charisma. He's a Hollywood actor that's going to be just fine in life, but he doesn't seem to have the leading man charisma that I want to watch as someone like Geralt.
He's great as a second or a third character. 100%. Like I've never been disappointed in his performance in anything he's been in, but he's never been the character that, in anything that I've seen at least, that is the driving force of the show. And in Witcher, you do have Yennefer, and you do have what's her name? Kind of a figure of her right over there.
Ciri.
Thank you. I wanted to say Cersei because I'm playing Haiti. Oh my god, not you, Siri. My phone is like, you're welcome. Like those two characters are big, but they're not The Witcher, which the name of the show is The Witcher. So
it's very much a Geralt centric show. So he's got to be great. And Liam doesn't cut it. I'm not sure I would have been good with anyone after Henry in that role. It just kind of, he started it and set this bar that I don't think anyone else could have attained for me personally.
I will say though, going into the first season, I was, because he's coming off Superman, which to me, he was not my Superman. And I also, while I liked Welcome to Uncle, I didn't think his acting was like, oh my God, this guy is the second coming of an amazing actor. I liked him in Mission Impossible and whatnot. But going into The Witcher, I was like, I don't know, because I played the Witcher games. I know Geralt. Like, I don't know if this guy can fucking pull it off. And then within like the first like 10 minutes of the first episode, like, oh, this is Geralt. This is him. This is perfect, like to a T. So like I was willing to give anyone else a chance, but I did watch a trailer with Liam, and I'm like, this doesn't feel right at all.
This is wrong.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm out of booze.
Oh. Well, let me talk about
in the show. I'm out of booze.
Going back to Welcome to Derry just for a second, I just want to praise, and I don't know because they haven't done any behind the episode stuff like HBO loves to do, which I'm really hoping we get one at some point, because I really want to know what goes into building these sets. The town looks like it's from like the early 60s, late 50s. The cars are all perfect. The signage, like there's this grocery store that is like all of the items in the grocery store, which they stock.
And the military bases also,
like everything feels perfectly of that time. And I'm just like, I'm luxuriating. And while, like I say, there's these scenes where I'll pick up my phone, those are usually where it's just two actors talking. Whenever they're cutting to like places, I'm glued because I'm like, I love the handmade signage, and I miss that in real, like in our daily life, because everything's made off a computer and printed, and it's finally done. And growing up working in a grocery store and seeing that grocery store with all the handmade signs and stuff, it brought me back to like, my dad was a grocer all of my childhood. So I used to go where there was like all these handmade signs everywhere, and it just felt like so nostalgic in this way, where granted this was 20 years even before I was born, but I still felt like it connected with a time when things were simpler and there was more care put into things. Like people cared about how you saw their products and how you had this emotional connection to things. And I get that from this fucking set design. And it's just like, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's so good. Speaking of the military base, trying to figure out when this happened. It might have been episode 2, so maybe I shouldn't say too much.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's
fine. It's just 2 episodes. You're not going to spoil the whole series, so go ahead. It's fine.
Yeah, but a lot's happened.
A lot's happened.
It's kind of insane.
I kind of guess where it's going. Hopefully that's going that way, because if they're going to do the whole universe thing, I think it ties to the Mist at some point. So
that would be interesting.
That's why the military base is there. That's how the Mist starts, basically. So
do you think? Because if you remember in the if you remember in the original in the newest It film, they talk about the black spot of 62.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the military base. So I don't know if that would play into the Mist.
Well, it might be a leak that something got out at some point, but the whole Mist is the whole things that get out. Basically, they lose control entirely. So I don't know if that's down the line.
Episode 2 will tell you what the military base is after.
Right.
So you got to get to that. Yeah.
Okay.
It does tie in overall to a broader Stephen King universe. So there is that. But yeah, I don't want to say too much.
That's okay.
But there's do we know how many episodes the show is? I should know this and normally look it up.
I don't usually Google that until I think it's ending, then I'll Google it, because I'm like, is there 1 left? Is there 2 left?
Right. I feel like this one is 8, but I'm not sure.
HBO usually does do 10, so let me see.
Either way, they're really moving forward quickly, it seems like. So it's like, what else do they have to pull out of the bag?
Are they though? Because where we left,
well, maybe not.
One of the kids, they're back to where apparently they started.
Oh, dude, I just typed in Google "Welcome to Derry" search, and a red balloon just popped up in my screen in the search.
Nice.
If I see a smiling face behind you, Alberto, I'm gonna fuck right off. All right?
Yeah, with like
It's
bright
okay.
glowing orange eyes and shit.
Yeah, over there by that corner. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, that one.
that
The dark
corner
blue.
exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna fuck right off. if I
my
start seeing-
Pennywise figure is in the other room, so it's okay.
I have realized I should get a 1/6 scale Pennywise.
You
Oh,
should.
Elliot made me realize that on
Yeah.
Halloween. Yeah.
And,
9 episodes, boys.
okay, good.
9.
Not as good as 10, but better than 8, so I'll take it.
Yeah, 9 episodes.
Yeah, I have the Mezco Pennywise, and I'm like, I like it, but it's not. I've been shooting so many 1/6 stuff lately that I'm just like, there's a pinnacle of what I'm looking for in frame now, and my Mezco,
yeah.
though great, ain't what I'm seeing Elliot post or other people with that figure post.
Yeah.
The Hot Toys is very good, man. If you can get it, I have it there, and it comes with a lot of stuff that you can reuse. And
Yeah, both Pennywises are great in art and Hot Toys.
When I saw Elliot's shot, it was like I should have gone with at least one of the Pennywise, not the deluxe with everything, but at least one with the, because it has movable lights, and that makes a whole difference with that figure.
Oh yeah. Wait, the
But I
Hot Toys
also-
does or the in art?
No,
In
the
art.
in art has it. The Hot Toys doesn't.
Well, hopefully we'll maybe get a Welcome to Derry Pennywise with the movable eyes, and I'll just hold out for that then.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
Because
go
I
on an
think
aftermarket pay more. For
You
it,
get two
'cause I could've
sculpts.
gotten
You
it.
get two sculpts and hands turning into monster, and you get the diorama base is pretty cool because it has the sewer, and
Yeah, I like that.
Elliot has shot the hell out of that diorama.
I've seen it. I
Yes.
love his with the tentacles coming out. The one shot that he
He
did.
posted something. I don't know if there's somebody saw his shot and used it in the show. I don't know if that happens there.
No,
but-
I think he was just being funny. So I'm like, this is a little further than what you're talking about, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Elliot's
I
just a
do-
funny guy. Just
I
messing
do
around.
think the in art Pennywise was pretty reasonable comparative to Hot Toys
Yeah.
at retail. Not now, but
Yeah.
at retail. So yes, I do have FOMO.
Has
on that.
rooted hair and posable eyes, man. Yeah, and you got I think two sculpts with rooted hair. So
Do you remember what was the other company that Trevor did the promotional shots for of that Pennywise? And it looked like okay, but the second Hot Toys showed off theirs, it was like infinitely better. It was the same company that did the Star Trek stuff before
Oh,
they
Star-
split
Star-
off.
Quantum Mechanics,
Quantum Mechanics, that's it.
which has now just been folded into XO1, I believe.
Yep,
They strictly
Correct.
do
And all they're
Star
doing
Wars
is
or
Star
Trek.
Trek. Yeah.
Yeah.
And not great
Not good.
looking Star Trek stuff.
I only
Which is
have one.
unfortunate because I'm a
I have
sucker
two
for
f-
Star Trek. I'd
I
buy
brought
it.
my brother. I brought my Sam from the other one from Supernatural. That
Oh,
was
Dean.
Dean for his birthday, and I bought Malcolm Reynolds, the one they have. It's over there somewhere.
Oh, from Firefly.
Firefly.
Yeah. Yeah, and somewhere along the line,
Yeah.
not good.
Yep.
Unfortunate
Well, I think
because those are
around
some
that
properties
time-
that I'd like to buy.
Yeah, I think around that time what happened was because I think that was around the time that also the Star Ace and stuff like that were doing more and getting more licenses. Because I don't think and then was a Big Chief in the UK.
Oh, Big Chief. Yeah.
We're coming out with these figures that were like they are okay, but then Hot Toys would be like, this is the standard that you guys should be trying to hit if you're going to be charging this. And I think people started to realize at this scale for this price point, you should be demanding better quality. And the companies that couldn't keep up just started folding. I mean, somehow Star Ace is still around, and I do not understand. But the others all folded, and now we have InArt, which leveled the game up to another level. Even Hot Toys had to respond in kind. They're like, no, we can do this too. So like, which is great. That's how it should be. And like had Quantum Mechanics, we're like, okay, no, we're going to take back this Pennywise and we're going to go back to the drawing board on it and make it better. They could have elevated, but instead they're like, this is the best we can do. And that's a shame.
It is. Healthy competition in the market is great for the consumer and also good for the companies because they don't get stagnant. Hot Toys, I'll say this, in my mind, they were getting stagnant.
Oh, definitely.
There were a lot of releases where I'm like, no, I don't want to, I paid too much to get this as the finished product. and InArt came around, and that is healthy competition, and now everyone's playing at the same level or close to it, and that's good for us. They're spending a fuck ton of money on these figures.
Yeah. They're playing at the level that their price points are set at,
Correct.
I think. Because InArt will play higher, but for a higher price point.
Yep.
Whereas Hot Toys will play higher than they used to be, but not as high as InArt, but they're keeping their price point nice and low, which I really appreciate.
Yep. It's funny how we always inevitably, which is fine, it shouldn't change, but we inevitably get into figures at some point.
Well, that's what we look at.
That's what we do.
Okay,
look at
Alberto's hard to see because he lives in a cave, but the rest of us are surrounded by figures.
Because he lives in a cave with Pennywise behind him.
I really am expecting something horrific coming from that open box space.
Yeah, you're making me paranoid. I keep looking over my shoulder in this.
Dude, when you see the second episode, I can't wait for you to see it, Alberto. I want to talk more about it, but you got to see
talk about it next week. Watch them before we reconvene at Legion's Con.
Yeah, I'll watch it. I'll watch it tonight. Yeah. I don't know, tonight maybe. But
yeah. And next week, well, have we decided? Are we doing a show next week?
We will decide in the moment, I think, because we learned right before this episode that you were leaving early on Sunday. So if we do one, we would probably do it on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I think it really kind of comes down to how we feel. Like, because we'll be drinking all day, we'll be spending money. Maybe what we could do is we can record little clips on our phones and then just splice them together and
piece them all together. Yeah, we'll see. It'll be fun. One thing I really thought was cool, and this is irrelevant to the things we've been talking about, kind of, but did you guys see like the documentary style thing that someone did for Legion's Con?
No.
Oh, you should. So if you go to Four Horsemen Studios page, we're actually all in it. You can see us in the background.
Oh, really?
But someone was filming last year during the entire Legion's Con, and they made a little documentary, and it's really cool. You should check it out.
I also, you just saying go to the Four Horsemen site reminded me I forgot to buy fucking zombie packs.
We all did. I forgot to. Yeah.
I honestly, because I already ordered one of each through a connection, but I forgot to get the costume packs, which at $20, that's an insane price point for those costumes. Because I know CJ always brings suits to his stuff, but they were like, you're talking like $80 or something.
Yeah, they're not $20.
Right. They're definitely not 20. So I was like, oh man, even if like I don't use them for these figures, I could use them for something else. And I really meant to buy at least those, and I wanted to get one more of the guy. Because I felt like that one had a lot more swappable stuff. Like the girl rocker always kind of looks like a rocker. I wish they had one head that was like chunk of hair missing or something like that.
Yeah, I was gonna skip her and go for the zombies because I got like 3 different versions, and then we're gonna pick up a new version now, and whoever wants to pick it up, the Crossroads, when we go to Legion's Con. So I was more interested in but I completely forgot.
Yeah, I forgot too, and that happens all the time because they're like, "You have time. Wait till the end of the month. You have time." And I'm like, "Yeah, of course.
Yeah, sure, I will."
I made my cart on the October 30th. I like had everything in my cart. And I was like, I'll just have to remember to buy this tomorrow. Why didn't I hit buy? Like, what the hell?
I do that all the time.
Yep.
All the time. Well, guys, we're going to try to keep this one a little bit short. Tom is a busy and tired man, as is Alberto. Yeah. And Tom has a cat like mine right now that has currently got the zoomies, so that adds to the frustration and tiredness.
He's finally asleep. But I'm sure the second I get up, he'll be right back at
It's on. Yeah, it's on. But we'll keep this one relatively short. You may or may not see us next week. We'll see what happens. But if not, we will be back the following. And going forward in the month of November, it'll be It'll be Predator.
More
horror. There'll be plenty of good shit to talk about. Yeah, more horror.
And these guys will have also watched all of Gen V by that point, so we can finally talk about it. Throwing you both under the goddamn bus.
Yes.
Okay.
We will watch.
How can you be a fan of The Boys and not try the freaking spin-off show that's done, I think, better than the main show?
You know why? For me, I think it's a victim of Amazon not being very good at marketing. Until you told me about it, I didn't know it was a thing. I had no
That's
idea.
insane.
I'm
You
like,
know what?
what's Gen V?
So for
Oh,
me,
yeah.
because I go to San Diego Comic-Con, before this Gen V started, I remember seeing their marketing presence at Comic-Con where they plastered over like 5 buildings. It was just Gen V marketing going across like all of the gas lamp. So that's how I was like, this is a big thing they're spending money on. So I don't know that they didn't really market it outside of that.
Yeah, I knew nothing about it. Now, I am also the person these days that steers away from trailer sites and things like that, so I could be, a victim of my own habits, I don't
Yeah.
know. But I saw nothing about it, didn't know what it was. When I heard the name, I thought it was a zombie show, like
Yeah.
some kind of Generation V. Okay, it's like a zombie virus, I don't know. So, yeah, I didn't know what it was. So now that I know it's The Boys, I'm absolutely going to watch it. Absolutely.
I mean, even season 2, every single episode has 1, if not 2, characters from The Boys in it.
Mm,
Okay.
great.
Yeah.
Like,
And
yeah,
season 1
market
has a
that.
lot of crossover stuff too, but like season 2, it was very apparent, like because they're leading. I think season 5 of The Boys, which is the final season, will have all the Gen V characters as a part of the main cast in it. So if
Ah.
the next season comes out, you guys will be a little lost on who the hell are all these kids.
Ooh, gotcha.
That makes sense. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gotta
So,
watch it then.
Yeah.
Gotta watch it. But that's the streaming service issue. Netflix does the
Yes.
same thing. They don't spend the money in marketing because they're not going wide release to theaters. So half of the nation won't know what the hell's coming out on your platform.
Yeah. Not everybody's
Yeah.
glued to Instagram or other social channels the way us nerds are half the time.
No, and mine is carefully curated to toy photography, as carefully as it can be in the world of algorithms to toy
Yeah.
photography. Yeah. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. We came in a little under an hour. We did all right.
Yeah.
we did okay.
Perfect.
Yeah. I really, really have to get sooner in the show to saying the whole, if you enjoy our content, like,
You
comment,
say at the
subscribe, all
end.
that stuff.
Yeah.
I
I'll
don't
do
think
it
you need
here.
to
I'll
say
do it
it
now.
at the end or at the
Yeah,
beginning.
do that. So like I just said, do all those things if you enjoy our show, which tends to be more and more random, which I prefer. I enjoy that in shows I watch, just off the cuff, go wherever you're
Me too.
going. So we are going to continue to do those things. So if you like that sort of thing and you've watched this long, thank you. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. But until next week, everyone, um,
We all float down here.
there we go. We all float down here. Or in the same vein, here's Johnny. All right, guys. See you next week.